Yeah, with a mix. Let's go with a mix instead. Alright. Welcome back, everyone, to another Game Dev Daily. It's Game Dev Daily number 14. It is currently January the 21st. Keeping up our pace of about, 66% of days getting a daily in. Last time we began working on the water jet spell, and I plan on doing more work on that today. So I think we will just hop straight into it. Alright, so let's see what we currently have. So I can shoot out water jets in 3 directions. They currently don't actually do anything. We can currently only shoot them while we're on the ground. And they just spawn in. We want to make them grow. As we hold down the key, basically, we want the scale to increase. So we probably want the scale to start quite small and to increase over time. So I think I'm going to make that the first thing I try to do. So let's take a look, shall we? AW Jet. Instantiate. Now I'm probably going to want to make it... Can I do inst.parent? Inst.parent. Can I give it add component to parent? Let me just Google it. Sure, it'll take 2 seconds. Give a game object a parent. You have to specifically specify the transform, which is dumb, but okay, sure. Whatever you want me to do. inst.transform.parent is equal to transform.parent. No, just transform. Lovely. Okay, and we'll do that for all of them. And the idea with this is that it should then move alongside the player. And I think we can just test this immediately and it should work. Because it'll basically make it so that it moves relative to the player. So if I fire it, yeah, we can see it's moving along with us now. So we look a bit goofy, but here we are. All right. I think we just make the projectile script then. Do I want to do much more? I don't think so. No, inner projectiles will make a new script. Let's based off wall maybe. I think wall gets bigger. Yeah, I'll base it off the wall script. And we'll call this jet. Okay, public class jet inherits from mono behavior. Has an X and a Y. A size, a max size, a wall increment, which we'll probably name jet increment. Recast hit, 2D hits, lay mask entity. Now I'm probably going to account for the fact that I can fire the jet in multiple directions. So we'll have to see how we're going to account for that. It'll probably be based on the rotation, to be fair. In fact, I think the rotation might just account for it. We can just always increment the size of the X. Okay, fixed update. I knew ready to spawn. Now, I don't want this. What I want to be doing is checking that we're still holding the key. Otherwise, I want to blow it up, basically. And the question is, should the jet be checking that? Or should the spell be checking that? probably the spell should be the one that destroys it. So this is execute and then fix it. Yeah, okay. So I was getting around to this actually. Casting equals false, and I actually want to destroy inst. Inst, not jet. Then all we have to do is get rid of these. Destroy inst. Okay. So if I'm not holding this spell key, destroy it. And check that we're casting here as well. If casting. If casting, do all this stuff. Otherwise, don't bother to do any of these checks in the fixed update. We don't care. So this should despawn the jets now when we let go of the key. Nice, nice, nice. Lovely. We can move around with it, which is good. Is probably what we want. I don't know if I want to make it a spell where you have to be stationary while casting. I think in midair, you're not going to be able to control your horizontal movement. You'll still be able to like shoot it while you're jumping up and continue to go upwards, but you'll be locked on horizontal movement. And I might change the way I handle movement locking as well while I'm making this spell. Okay. So, if we're holding the button down, that's great. If we stop holding the button, destroy it. So I actually don't know what I'm gonna do in here. Do something, maybe? Because if I don't need to do anything here, then I don't need this to be an if. We can just, this doesn't need to be an if else. It can just be a if checking that this is false. And in that case, we do this, which might be what we actually end up doing, but we'll see. So let's leave that. Go over to the jet now. So now the jet's being destroyed when it's no longer being used. Now, I don't want to start this coroutine. Or do I? No, probably not. That's probably going to be part of the jet spell. It's going to count. This is going to handle the duration, probably. And the max duration we can have it around for. But in here, we don't need to worry about that. So we don't have to worry about despawning it. Because we'll despawn it as part of the spell. Just, being executed, basically. Cool. So, shall we get started then? X and Y is equal to our transformed opposition. That's fine. I'm happy with that. Transform.localScale is transform.localScale.x size. Now in this case, we're actually going to do the inverse. Be transform.localScale.y size. And size is going to start pretty small. I might just try using the exact same size values we used for the wall and just see how it looks. Physics 2D sync transforms. Transformed opposition. X, Y plus get component box collider. Yeah, so in this case, I have to invert it again. So this needs to be X, and then I need to cut this out and put Y on the end. So again, it's just another inverse. Get the size of the wall increases by every frame. So instead of getting the Y value, we get the X value. There's probably a way to do this without having to make a new vector. I'm guessing there is. Anyway. Well, okay, hold on. Let me try. Transform.localscale.x plus equals. I think this isn't modifiable. Yeah, it's not a variable. Can I do .x like .increase maybe? There's just no functions on this. Maybe not then. Get the size of the wall increases by every frame. In this case, we'll say, I should update all these comments to say jet. Yeah, the initial size of the jet. Actually, did I even like put comments on the thunder spell at all? A little bit. I probably could put a bit more, but whatever. It's fine. And this. Anyway. Set the initial size of the jet. Get the size of the jet increases by every frame. Raycast above the wall to check for entities. So this is us saying that we're going to increase it by a static amount. I also want to... Okay, I should learn how to do this. Control R. And then... Jet. Jet increment. Cool. There you go, look at me actually doing Visual Studio shortcuts, ain't that crazy. Jet increment equals get component box collider G, bound size X, entity is equal to layer mask, get mask, player and enemies, hits equals everything in there. Something else I have to do is I have to make sure the water cannot spawn into a wall, basically. That's something I've got to make sure it doesn't do. Which actually I don't think is going to be that difficult. Hits is equal to physics 2D, boxcast all, new vector 2, and again we have to invert this. So I need to make this, comma, y. And this should be transform.position.x, bounds.size.x divided by 2. And then new vector 2. We will cut this off, comma, paste, and make it y. Vector2.up is not what I want to use. I want to use vector2.right. Okay, I can use that. By jet increments and looking for the entity layer mask. For each raycast hit, 2D H in hits, push all entities in front of the jets. H.transform.position is equal to new vector 2. All this crap. Once again, cut this. Paste on the other side, make it a Y. Make this an X, and this an X. Oh, it's actually unhappy about the way I did that. Let's take a closer look at this. Alright, I see. It's actually just a lot more complex than I thought. It extends all the way over here. Dot Y. Now I get rid of... Okay, so our X position plus our bounds. So this gets the edge of our hitbox plus our bound side divided by 2F. Oh, this is getting the size of the object it's pushing. I see. Fair enough. Okay, if size is less than or equal to max size, size is equal to size plus max size divided by 10. Why am I dividing this by 10? Because that's my increment. Sure, whatever. Set a temporary value for the previous height of the wall. In this case, I'll use the length of the jet. Float temp is equal to transform.position.x. Size.x. Change the length of the jet. And then we cut this. Y. Sync transforms. Position is equal to this being cut. X plus this. Basically what we're doing in the start, or in the constructor function. This is the start function now. Raycast above the wall to check for entities above the jet. Now can I just copy... This is the same, right? Am I crazy? Trying to figure out if this is the same thing or not. I think it is. I mean, obviously I've changed the one above. I'm pretty sure it's identical though. So I'm gonna copy this, paste it here. Raycast in front of the jet to check for entities. Push all entities in front of the jet. Front of the jet. Okay, so this should have made our jet. It should grow now up until max size, and it should push things in front of it. What's going to be interesting to see is will it push the player? Because I hope not. If it pushes the player, we're going to get propelled forwards indefinitely as long as I hold the spell. So I guess we'll just try firing it normally and see if it has... Does it grow? Doesn't grow. Oh, because I have to actually put the script onto the projectile. Jet projectile, add components. We're going to add a script. Oh, it's not going to be a new script. It's going to be jet. That one. Okay, try again. It's not growing. It's just staying at the minimum distance. There is no box collider 2D attached to the jet clone objects. Oh, I don't have a box collider on it. Oh, that'd be an issue. Why doesn't this have a box collider? Well, it's definitely not where I want the box collider to be. That'll do. Make the box collider a little in front, so hopefully it doesn't clip the player. I really should actually set this value properly instead of doing it like this, but whatever. It's good enough, probably. I'm sure it won't have any dire consequences. There's no box collider 2D attached to jet clone. The script is trying to access. Didn't I just add it? Am I crazy? Oh, it needs to be a box collider 2D. I'm gonna have to redo it again. Far out. That was me being dumb. Box collider 2D is the one I want. And we'll quickly do this again. I'm not gonna zoom in this time. We'll just make approximate guesses that are good enough. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. Pull that up. Alright, that'll do. Now I gotta check this. Here I said I wasn't gonna zoom in, and then I immediately start zooming in. Just want it to be a little neater. Alright. 3rd time's the charm. Okay, does absolutely push the player as I was concerned about. Now I will note that it's not actually, I wonder if it's because it pushes the player. Let's try doing, like, I'm gonna try doing this and see if it fixes the issue. So there's no hitbox on the very front of it. Didn't fix it at all. Which means, okay. I'm gonna make it the front half then. In fact, what I could probably do... Oh, it's on the sprite. That's where the box collider is. What the heck? Probably shouldn't be on the sprite. There was a box collider and then there's also additional ones here. Where even is this box collider? Oh, it's like one that just goes along the whole thing. I shouldn't need this box collider, I don't think. Okay, I think in the case of the jet, I'm not gonna have the box collider be on the sprite. I don't think that makes sense. So I'm gonna take it off. You're back to here, and I guess I'm gonna give it a rigid body as well then. Just to match everything else. It's gonna be kinematic. Use this. And then, like, I'm thinking I just, oh, actually, no, the size of the hitbox does matter because I use it for a bunch of crap. But if I set it to, like, here... Like, I'm using the size, I think, in the code, right? When I'm getting the new... Yeah. Box collider 2D dot bounce size. It determines how much I'm increasing it by. But this shouldn't be hitting the player, though, is the thing. And it absolutely is pushing the player. Pushing me right, though, which is interesting. It always pushes me right. Okay, so that's something I have to fix in this section. I think it's always casting to the right. And the origin of the cast means it's hitting me every time too, I think. Alright, let me revert this. I wanted to actually do some thinking about this. Okay, more trig. Is it more trig time? Probably. Raycast in front of the jet. Now, the question is, where is in front of the jet? It's not that clear. Yeah, in fact, I think all of this code I'm doing is not super applicable. I guess another thing I can do is I can just have it not contact the player, because it shouldn't actually be able to contact the player. It's still not working properly, but this will fix the fact where it pushes us. Oh, even the positions are completely off as well. It's pushing to the right is the issue. Surprised it's not hitting the enemies though. I would expect it to hit... Okay, there we go. Shove them. Alright, it's a bit jank. Okay, can this guy just not get shoved? This guy's missing a hitbox, is he? Where's your hitbox, dude? Like, how does this happen? swear that's happened before too. Anyway, fixed him. Okay. Put him at like ground height. Okay, we need to think this through. All of our physics here, I just swap from X to Y, and it doesn't work, shockingly. Because the wall only goes up, but the jet can go in multiple directions. I have to account for which direction we're going in. It's based on our rotation. Okay. X and Y is fine. It's fine to get our starting position. That's good. We need to determine our direction as well, though. Direction is equal to transform dot position. I should say, let's go with angle. I'll have angle and then I'll have direction. Transform dot position dot, or not position, transform dot rotation dot Euler angles. What is this? Just this to var angle. Guessing I use these down here, which is why I have them set privately. Yeah, probably gonna do the same later, but that's fine. So I have an angle, which is a vector 3. So this is the direction then. So I can probably just use direction. Initial size is fine. Actually, it's not quite fine. Wait, no, I think it is because... No, that is fine, actually. So this is okay. X and Y. Yep, that's all good. Position. Now this is less okay. Because the position is dependent on our direction. I guess I just have to do this based on like it's going to be a different position based on what direction we were facing. I don't have a reference to the player. I mean, I can get it. I kind of want it to be instantiated with the value there. So I think I'll have a oh, it's bloody annoying, isn't it? God, that's a pain in the ass. Direction of the thorn. I'm realizing now that I think that this can just be transform.rotation.Euler angles. And I can just use that here. And that is the speed vector. And I'm just a complete dumbass. Potentially. Very likely, as a matter of fact. Because I think that's what I've done here. Is the same thing, but in one line and significantly easier. I could be wrong though. Who knows? I might be wrong. I assume that this is like the identity angle. Even returns it in degrees too. Like, damn. Okay. Wait, no, this is gonna be this is gonna be X, Y, and the Z rotation. This isn't gonna do what I want. This is the angles. So I have the Z angle then. Okay, I'm gonna have to do the same shit. I lied. X direction. Y direction. I don't have to do negatives here as well, I'm not sure. Okay, this is gonna give me a speed vector. Or I'll just say direction. Okay, so this should hopefully work. I don't know if these need to be negative or not. But that's what I'm doing with the thorn. They might not need to be there. In fact, I suspect they won't, but I'll leave it. Set the initial size of the jet. Transform the position is equal to a new vector 3. It's going to be direction times some amount. So I should be able to do direction times 2 maybe. I can't feed... Are you serious? I can't feed a vector 2 into this? But it'll let me do direction.x and direction.y. That's so dumb. Why accept 2 values for x and y if you're not going to accept a vector 2 as well? I bet there probably is an overload, to be honest. Nah, never mind. Doesn't exist. Well, that's dumb. That's gonna get my position. Get the size of the jet increases by every frame. That's correct. Ray cast in front of the jet to check for entities. Now this is wrong. Oh, it's gonna be such a pain in the ass too. So this is direction. Jet increments correct. However, the position is not. So goddamn annoying. Let me just delete it all. See if I can figure it out. Boxcast all origin point. I mean, can I just use position? I should be able to use... I need a vector 2. I should just be able to use direction times... like increment, I think. Origin. Origin's the position. It's just X and Y, right? But am I crazy? Isn't it just X, Y? Why would it be anything other than just X, Y? What the hell used to be here? size. The size is the direction multiplied by... Actually, is it? Wait, what do I have for size here? 0.01. Oh, that's really annoying, actually. How do I make it really thin? Oh, that's a pain in the ass, actually. Wait, can I even do this? The direction is the way I fire the box. If I fire it at an angle, how is it gonna fire? Wait, so, okay, hold on. When I do this with, like, the wall, right? I basically make a box like this, and this is the X, and this is the Y, and then I cast it along the length. X, Y, length. But if I want to... How does this work? It must be because the direction thing, right? In which case the size should be equivalent to what I was using for the wall, probably. So, okay, we're a player. I mean, I'm not exactly sure how this works. We're a player. In fact, I'll draw a square. This is our player. And if I want to box cast to the right, I basically draw a box here, and then I shoot it out to, like, this length. And it does that. And if I want to shoot it up, it's like the same thing, but it's vertical. Now, what the hell happens if I want to shoot it diagonally? I don't know if I can draw a box like this. Like, does that work? Will it let me draw a box like this, or is it going to do a box like this and then shoot it up like that? I think that's what it does. In which case, I don't know if I can do a box cast at a diagonal angle. Like, I want this. But I don't know if I can. Box cast diagonally. Unity. Vector 3 with quaternion Euler 0450 transform forward could help. Creating a vector 3 will use world space, not play space. So I have to use like the third dimension. So this is the X, this is the Y. So if I have a box here and I rotate it around the Y, no, this random ingot post doesn't exist anymore. No, poster, you're not helping me. Someone said to rotate it around the Y. I don't know, the Y axis. Maybe that'll work. It'll like rotate it around this. So it'll do this maybe. Maybe that's what I'm looking for. This is the case where I'm spawning it from here. How to make raycasts visible. Unity. Making a raycast visible. Use debug.drawLine. Okay, there's apparently debug.drawLine. I can do like debug. Okay, interesting. All right. So one of my things. I have origin, float, angle. It'll be angle then, won't it? Rather than 0. Okay. We got this. So rather than 0, the angle is gonna be it's gonna be equal to the direction. It's just the angle of this, right? Angle. Hopefully that'll work. That's the Z rotation. And then I should just be able to use what I had in here previously for the second bit, which is just this. I think. So I'm making a box that is equivalent to this, but its position's going to be here. So it's going to be here, and then it's going to be rotated. It's going to be rotated 45 degrees, and so it'll be like this, hopefully. And if it was like spawning here instead, it'll be rotated way more than, it'll go this much, and it should look like that. If I've done this right. Like shit at drawing angles. And if it's in front of us, then it won't get rotated at all. It'll just do that. If it's up here, it'll get rotated 90 and do that. Okay, I think this is the way to do it. And this way to work it even if I'm firing above me. Alright, I mean, well, we'll see. Maybe it won't. I'll try, though. So I'm going to copy this down here. And I guess I'll declare angle direction up here as well. Private float angle. Private float direction. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Directions of vector 2. Okay, and then this is going to be like the same thing, basically. Oh, it's a little bit different, isn't it? Push all entities in front of the jet. How the hell do I do that, man? Asia transformed opposition. I could just make it that you couldn't fire it diagonally. It'd be so much easier. I just wanted to get pushed in direction, right? So I want it to be h.transform.position.x plus direction.x multiplied by by the distance, which is going to be jet increment. And then the same thing over here. So does it be the white? I'm like 99% sure this is not gonna work, because I have done way too much shit for this to work here. But you know, we'll find out what it does. We'll see just how far off we are. First off, does it even fire in the right direction? It starts above us. Awesome. Okay, so the initial spawn location is just wrong now. It's probably the first thing I fix. Transform to position. This is just not correct. I should have that change its position here, actually. I think I'd leave it. I don't know why I was doing that, but I think it was wrong for sure. Okay, let me see if that fixes the initial problem. Okay, it's always starting in the right spot, and then it like goes to the right. It's like sliding to the right, which is not ideal. I mean, we're kind of getting there. Does it work on enemies? Oh. It's pushing them down. That's not what I want. Oh, it's so jank. This is going to be a lot of work, isn't it? Lots and lots of math. It's probably worth me actually... Okay, let's try the direction first. Debug.log direction. And then I probably also want to debug.log. No, I don't have to do that. You just see the direction first. Make sure the direction's actually what I'm expecting. So what I should see here is that if I fire it up, it should be 90. 0, -1. So you know what I'm expecting. If I fire it this way, it's -1, 0. This way, it's 1, 0. 0, -1. So it's a vector 2. Oh, actually that is right. Okay, wait. So let me start by inverting these, because I think that's actually what I want to do. I don't know why I have to invert it on the thorn itself, but let me just do this here. 0, 1, 1, 0, -1, 0, and if I could fire down, it'd be 0, -1. Okay, that is actually all correct. Oh, and it pushed it the right direction that time. I mean, clearly the hitboxes are way off, but it is actually pushing in the right direction now. So that's good. So we fixed that direction issue. We solved the problem where it like jumps off to the right, which I do want to figure out what's going on there. So the initial spawn position is correct, and then after that, it's no longer correct. So this position here is correct, which is where it initially spawns. And then as soon as we change the transformed opposition, it's no longer right anymore. Oh, it's probably because I'm doing this shit. Yeah, that'd be why. Yeah, because I'm just adding to the X value here. So this should be the transform. Okay, the new transformed opposition is going to be a new vector 3, which is going to be the current transformed opposition plus it's going to be the X proponent of the direction. Direction multiplied by jet increment and direction.x. And then the same thing for the y. It's the exact same thing. I just copy. Again, I should absolutely be able to do this without having to do each one individually, but whatever. Okay, let me try that and see if that's any better. I mean, we're going in the right direction. It's just clearly, it's not quite there. Up looks really dumb. So it's almost, we're almost there. Transformed opposition.x, which is where we're basing off of. Direction.x. Oh, this is just 1. Okay, that's not quite what I want, actually. I can't use this for moving it, and it's why the ray casting's not working either. Because this is basically just the angle. It's not how much I want to move it by. But I thought that's what I'm trying to do with the jet increment, though. The jet increment should be like 0.6, right? You check what the jet increment is. What is the stupid debug dot? Is it just log? Oh, it is debug. Oh, I must have had capital. God, Pikmin music is so good. 0.23. 0.76 when I aim it this way. Why is it more when I aim it upwards? What's up with that? That's very strange to me. If I aim it upwards, it's bigger. I think it should be the same no matter what, no? Box collider 2D bounds.size.x. And yet it's greater value. That's really weird. I think it must be because when I spawn it vertically, it must consider the hitbox's X as like it's not rotated. Like it's not consistent. Do I need to like rotate the sprite object instead of the actual instance? Because that'd be really dumb. And is what I would rather not do. Yeah, I don't really want to have to rotate the sprite. I assumed that rotating the jet would be good enough. But it's possible that when it gets the sprite part... What's even getting the sprites? The box collider. Has nothing to do with the sprite then. So when I rotate this, does the size change? I mean, I guess I can check it, right? Oh, can I not check it? Because when you click the button, there's a frame where you're not. Oh, that's so dumb. Pain. Okay. I mean, there's other ways we could get that data, but... Oh, that's so annoying. I mean, either way, it's not right. Like, even when I'm firing directly right, it doesn't work. So I guess maybe we should figure that out first, and then we can worry about rotating it 180 degrees. Or 90 degrees, I should say. So if I fire to the right, my direction's gonna be 1, 0. And then I'm multiplying 1 by... I'm multiplying 1 by the distance, the jet increment. The thing expands. Okay, I think the issue is... You know what I need to do, actually? I need to go... I think I know what's wrong. If I drag this in and I scale it... Yeah. See how our actual X position's not moving at all. That's what's going on here. I'm actually not meant to move the X position because I anchored it there. So in fact, we just never change the position. The position just never updates. So I don't have to do this in the slightest. I actually made it way easier for myself. And like, I can take a look at this now. Okay, I now know why the ray casting's not working either. But like, this should have fixed that issue. Yep. Look at that. Right, okay, it's because I anchored it on the edge. So scaling it up doesn't actually move the... Doesn't move the center of the... Well, not the center, but the origin point of the sprite. Okay. Next, what did I want to do? Okay, so the ray casting's still not going to work properly, and I know why now as well. We can see it's not pushing it at all. I think it works upwards a little bit for some of these, but it's not working properly still. Okay, so we should be able to fix this now. So the issue is the origin of the raycast, because it's not the XY. Now there's two ways I can do this, and in fact I think I'm liking... Okay, I know how I want to do this then. That makes the most sense, I think. Okay, so I always want the origin of the box cast to just be XY. And I don't know why I'm using new vector to XY. I can just literally use transform.position. Like, come on, dumbass. Do I actually use XY for like anything? Just for the increment? I'm not even using it for that. Where am I using this? Oh, just for this. Okay, so I just don't need it at all then. Okay. In that case, delete. Okay, we're always going to start the box cast from our position. Here, we can visualize this as well. I've totally been drawing this on the wrong layer. Let's just delete this happy guy. All right. Draw the happy guy back in. So with the wall, I guess, yeah, let's do the wall first, right? The wall starts here, and then it raycasts this increment and then goes to there. And then it raycasts this increment and goes to there. And then if anyone's if anyone's in any of these raycasts, say I'm standing here before it's gone up, then I'll get pushed up on top afterwards. That's how the wall raycasting works, right? Now, the jet raycast, I want to do a little bit differently. So with the jet raycast, I'm going to be like standing here. And I'm firing out this jet of water. And it's going to start like this. And it's going to do this raycast, right? In fact, just for completion's sake, I'll put... There, that's the raycast. The second raycast I want to do is not actually this. It's actually from the origin again. I want to do this. And then I want to do it again like this. It always keeps going through. And the reasoning for this is, imagine like I'm an airborne enemy. Like I'm a little guy up here. And then I walk down into this. I want to get pushed out. But I don't want to like teleport straight to the end. So one thing is, like, imagine that this has extended like all the way over here now, right? Like it's gone all the way over here. If this guy jumps in, I don't want them to jump straight all the way over to the edge. Like, that's not ideal. You want them to get, like, pushed a little bit every frame. And in order for that to happen, you have to be raycasting from the base, from this origin point, every single time. You have to be looking if an enemy ever goes into the stream at all. And then you, instead of pushing them to the end, you just push them down one increment per frame, like that. So they'll come in here, and then they'll go down, and then they'll stop, and they'll go down more, stop more, and like it'll go like this, right? So on and so forth. So that's what we're gonna actually try and do now, which shouldn't be that difficult. So the raycast is always from our transform position, way easier. The size is the same, I don't have to change it. The angle is fine. The direction is fine. I think both of these are fine. Angle and the direction and the increment. Now this is actually what I don't want. So it's actually going to be jet increment. Well, in this case it is just going to be jet increment. But next time, down here it's going to be jet increment multiplied by count. Push all entities caught in the jets. So in this case, we take our X position and we add the direction times the jet increment, which I think is just right. I actually think that the pushing was already working correctly. So I don't have to do anything for that, actually. Now down here, we just need to fix this box cast. So transformed opposition. Vector 2, angle, direction, jet increment. Okay, and here's the big thing. Instead of jet increment, it's going to be jet increment multiplied by iterations. Oh, so it actually should be size then, I guess, not jet increment. Jet increment's going to start as the base size. It'll get bigger. So we're going to use size for this. And it's what we're going to use up here as well, just for consistency. And the size is the scale of the jet. And hopefully this will work as I intend. If it does, we can probably call it a night. Fingers crossed. It did not. Yeah, interesting. I don't quite know what's going on. I I can push this up. Push up like 1 frame. So there's something wrong with my box casting. Transform the position is the origin of the box cast. That's fine. It's got to be like this stuff that's not working correctly. I'm making a box. It's a thin X box with a Y bound, which is fine. And then I want the angle to be the same angle that the thing has. Oh, actually, I know one issue. Wait, actually, is that a problem? No, maybe not. That's working fine. Angle, direction, size, entity. Direction, size, entity. Oh, I think it's this. It's this. It should be, yeah, I know the issue. The direction is wrong. The direction should always be, Euler. What is it? Identity? No. Just look at wall. Vector 2. I think it's just vector 2.right always. Okay, and the reason is because the angle's handling the direction, actually. Because the angle handles the direction, this is just, we just always point it right, and we let the angle do the... We let the angle do the direction for us, basically. I think that's the issue. I hope it is. Let me do the same thing down here. Fingers crossed. Yeah, I think that was in the... that was in here as well. I at least saw a reference to it somewhere in one of the posts. Anyway, fingers crossed this will work now. Nope. Nope. Okay, I kind of have to draw this ray, I think, to see what it's doing. Oh, interesting, it pushed both of them with one upwards. Let's see if I can draw the ray. What is it? Debug.draw something. So yeah, I want to do debug.draw. Draw a line. Yeah, these are not going to work for me though, because they're... Oh, actually they have overloads. Let me look at some of the overloads. Draw array. What can I pass into this? That's not good enough, that's not good enough, that's not good enough, that's not good enough. And if I do draw a line... There's no debug for Boxcast. Debug a Boxcast Unity. It's just a box. Ugh. It's got some really ugly ass code. Yuck. Yuck, 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 yuck. There's just not an inbuilt way to do it in Unity. That sucks. Oh, that's really annoying. Partial entities caught in the jet. I think this bit is working. I think it's just the box cast that isn't working properly. Origin, transformed opposition. Vector 2 is the size of it. The size of the box cast. Maybe it's because I'm using the bounds. Might be because I'm using the bounds. The bounds just might be really inconsistent. The angle, which I think is correct. I should probably log what the angle is actually, because it's just a float. Let me log the angle as well, just make sure that's correct. I'm pretty sure it is, because the direction's right, but I'll just check it, just to make sure. I didn't local record this and tell it off Twitch. Fun. 90, 0, 180. Yeah, those are all correct. So the angle of the box cast is 90 degrees. Like, should I look into this? It's too much effort looking through the source code. Float angle. And I think that's what I want. No? 45-degree angle? Or 90-degree angle in this case? I have to choose the direction. Which I've set to right. Which I think is correct. Unless it's not correct. Maybe I wasn't meant to do this. The angle should just angle the box, right? I still want the direction to go in the direction. Should just revert this. Size and then entity. That's distance. Distance is equal to size. And then entity. I should really call this mask. I don't know why I'm calling it entity here. Pretty dumb to call it entity, honestly. Oh, why does this not work? I feel like I've done everything right. And yet, evidently, it doesn't work. The jet can spit out. That's fine. It went up once. Like, as I'm holding it down, I should keep doing it as well. Should keep raycasting. It just shouldn't increase in size. So what I can actually do is take this. It's only the size increment part that I'm going to put there. The rest can go outside. Am I using temp or anything? I don't even use this. This can go here. Yeah, it should look something like this. I think it's better. And now if I just shoot the jet up, it should keep box casting every frame. It pushes them up, but only once each. If I jump, it pushes them up way more. It looks like the cast is just too small. So I can get this to push as well. I just like jump. It's like almost working. I think it's the length of the cast that is wrong, the distance. That's what it feels like to me. Feels to me that this value is not doing it. I'm trying to figure out why. Probably because it's not the actual length, it's the scale. So how do I get the length though? Transform. How was I getting the... I want to get like this. The jet increment. I kind of want to do this like every frame, I think. Like I use jet increment here, but here instead of using jet increment, I want to use jet increment times the number of times it's ran. And like this is dumb as shit. It shouldn't use this. I should just use a counter. Like stuff it, I'll just do that. Private int size count. Which equals 0. Equals 1 to start. Size is equal to... I'll make it equal to 0. I feel like it's better to default to 0. And then I do size count plus plus. And then size is going to be equal to jet increment multiplied by size count. This is way better than basing it off the max size, I think. You just do it like this. I think this is gonna work. And then here, I can use this value, jet increment times size count, to get the current size. Maybe. Let me just make sure it doesn't, the jet's still fine. But looks like it's going like near instant now. Going too fast. It's not even pushing this at all. This is still not working. Like, really? It didn't even fix the raycast problem and it's broken this bit. What was I doing here before? Isn't it the same thing? Size is equal to size plus max size divided by 10. How is this any different? Shouldn't this do the same thing? Like, am I crazy? Goes to 1, it's jet increment times 1. It goes to 2, it's jet increment times 2. Eventually, like, I don't understand why this is functionally any different to what I've done. Which is pretty frustrating, honestly. I mean, I don't think this should do anything, but I think the last solution didn't work. Like, why does this work, but what I did last time didn't? I'm getting the exact same. I do not know why. It's very strange. Also weird that I have to jump for this to push too. Like, that doesn't make sense to me either way. I need to be jumping. Oh, I wonder if it's the... I wonder if it's this. Yeah, it totally is. Okay, this is partially the problem. Because... yeah, because I need to swap it back. Should be this. Dumb. Man, I should have picked up on that sooner as well. It was when I was doing all the swapping at the start. But then I ended up... Actually, does that make sense? No, it still doesn't work. It looks a little better, I feel. Maybe not quite. So the X length. No, that doesn't make sense at all. It should be the other way around. But I had it right the first time. Oh my god, this doesn't make any goddamn sense, dude. It should be like this. The length of the X should be 1. Or like a tiny amount. And then this should be the bounds of the Y. Oh, it'd be so much easier if I could just visualize the box cast. Anyway, I think we might pick this up tomorrow. I'm probably done for this tonight. My brain's kind of slowing down a bit. Okay, alright, I'm gonna have to download the VOD off Twitch because I forgot to local record it. Anyway, thanks everyone who stopped by for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed. I'll be back on tomorrow night for another daily. Hopefully we'll resolve the remaining issues we have. So until then, have a great day. And yeah, have a good one. I'll catch you around.